What's up, all you fantasy folks and pick'em persons out there? Welcome to week 12. What do you think, babe? Week 12?
Doing good. I'm doing good. You're not.
I didn't do that good last week.
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Didn't do that
Look
good
at
last
that.
week. That's all right. But
9 to 5.
yeah, I mean, maybe I should just put money on whatever you pick next time.
That's what everybody should do.
True that, you can make some serious cash straight up.
Yes. Well, before you put money on me, we're gonna work this week the same week I worked last week, just to see if my gut's right, and we'll see what happens.
Well, what'd you do last week? Yeah, explain to him.
Last week was my psychic week.
Psychic week,
Who
part
do I-
2.
Who do the spirits tell me is gonna win?
All right, part 2 coming in. Yeah, I wonder if a medium could actually tell that. We can make some serious cash.
A medium could not, but a clairvoyant could.
Oh, do we know any clairvoyants?
Megan.
Yes, we do. We're going to make some cash. No, but yeah, let's take a look at last week. I was 7-7 win-loss. Blue was 9-5.
9 and 5. I beat you.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I still have the
Who
bruises.
did not see that coming?
I still
the
have the-
clairvoyant saw that coming.
I still have the bruises. I was 6-8 versus the spread because the Steelers really sucked on Monday night. But overall, I'm 51-34 in the win-loss. Blues 25-15. And I am 41-44 against the spread. So trying to get back to 500 there. This week kind of put a damper in that. But this coming weekend, I feel confident. Sehr gut.
Do you?
Yeah. And as always, we're using the TWI out of 200 as a percentage. And let's jump into our Thursday night game. The Oakland Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs favored by 7 on the road. Raiders 0-10. Chiefs are 5-1 in their last 6, just crushing people. TWI 145-55 in favor of the Chiefs. 73% chance they're going to win and cover. And I got to go with it. The Chiefs are the better team. Oakland has no hope. Their running game, non-existent. Derek Carr, whatever his name is, not good. That defense, besides Charles Woodson, I don't know anybody on there. So I got to go with the Chiefs. What do you think, my love?
Oh, I agree because when I heard the two teams, I had a sense of excitement when I heard Chiefs. So I think that's the spirits telling me the Chiefs are going to win.
Or it just reminds you of your stoner days.
I was never a stoner. Stop it.
She
My
wasn't.
little cousin listens to you.
I mean, you cast stones into the lake.
Stop it.
Ah.
I was never a stoner.
Okay, let's move on to the weekend games. Atlanta Falcons favored by 3 points at home against the Cleveland Browns. But the Browns favored in the TWI 109-91. And I think they're going to bounce back after just being non-existent against Houston. They got rid of Tate. Tate was not good. And with Weston Crowe back there and Hoyer and Josh Gordon coming in, I think that the Browns are going to win and at least cover this game, but probably win outright. And the Falcons, look for Julio and maybe Steven Jackson to have decent games for you if you have them on your fantasy roster. What do you think, babe?
I think the Browns are going to win this time. You know, even poor teams have to win once in a while. I think that the Browns are going to get it this weekend. They're not a poor team. They're just mediocre this year.
Yeah, and they're 6-4.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than they've been the last 20 years, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Keep it going, Browns.
All right, keep it going, Browns indeed. Next game, Philadelphia Eagles at home against the Tennessee Titans. Titans coming off that close loss on Monday night against the Steelers. They should have won that game. Eagles coming off just an absolute crushing by the Packers. But they are favored in the TWI 114-86, 57% favorite to win and cover. And 11.5 points is just too much. I'm going to have the Titans covering the spread, but I'll have the Eagles win at home, probably by a field goal, maybe a touchdown. Look for Macklin and McCoy to have decent games against the Titans. But Sanchez is going to get sacked. He's going to throw a couple picks. Titans, I don't know who to pick. Maybe Delaney Walker if he's back. Bishop Sankey if you really need that running back or a flex option. But I'd stay clear of them. But I'm going to have to go with the Titans to cover. Eagles to win. Love?
Eagles to win. You know, they started pretty strong this year for the Eagles. They have a pretty good team, but man, the last couple of weeks have not been great for them. So they're going to pick it up this week. They have to.
Okay. Sounds
people are
good.
gonna lose their jobs.
That's right. Well, Sanchez already lost his job in New York.
Okay.
Yep. So next game, we got the New England Patriots at home, favored by 7 against the Detroit Lions. Big game, 127-73 in favor of the Patriots. TWI basically 64% favorite to win and cover. And the Patriots are just unstoppable force, and they're meeting a very movable object in the Lions. The Lions have number 1 defense, but the Lions aren't at home. They're in Foxborough. They're playing in the elements. I don't trust Stafford as far as he can throw a football, which is actually pretty far. But accurately,
Compared to a 6-year-old?
Yeah, accurately in the snow in Foxborough with all those fans. I think there's going to be a couple turnovers on his side. I'm looking for LaFell, Gronk, Brady, and maybe Gray. I mean, Gray probably won't get 200 yards like he did last week, but I do think he's going to have a decent day against the Lions, probably getting a touchdown. And the Lions, I look for maybe Calvin to get some touches, Tate to get more catches than Johnson, just because what's his face is on Darrelle Revis will probably be on him all game. So I got the Patriots winning and covering. Love?
I got the Patriots coming in. I think Brady's going to be ready to go this game. He's pretty good.
Okay.
Obviously.
Sounds good. We both got the Patriots there. Next game, we already know what we're picking here.
Packers!
Vikings at home against Packers. Packers favored by 9.5 on the road, but the Vikings can't score a point as...
Do they even have a stadium?
No, they're playing at the Minnesota Gopher Stadium.
Right. Packers to win.
Yep. Packers to win and cover both here. We aren't going to go into it too deep, but Jordy Nelson, Cobb, Lacey, Rodgers.
Oh, they look beautiful.
And the defense again. So start all the Packers you have. Vikings, the only person I'd start would maybe be Blair Walsh if he's going to get like 3 field goals, which if they score more than 17 points, I'll be very surprised. The Packers are just crushing now. Next game, Indianapolis Colts at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. 131-69 in favor of the Colts, 65% favorites. 13.5 points is a lot, but I think the Colts at home, coming off that huge loss against New England last week, they're going to take it to the Jaguars, who are coming off a bye, will be well rested to get another defeat this week. So I think you got Trent Richardson, you have T.Y. Hilton, Andrew Luck, and also Coby Fleener now that Dwayne Allen hurt his ankle. Those are all going to be big targets. And the Jaguars, look for Denard Robinson to probably have a big game. But I think the Colts are going to score a lot of points and cover and win this game. Babe?
Yeah, I agree with that one. I think the Colts are going to win this game. I don't know anything about either team, so this one's based on gut feeling.
All right, gut feeling. Well, psychic feeling too.
Psychic feeling.
Next game, Houston Texans at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. 95-105. TWI in favor of the Bengals, 53%. Texans favored by 2. I'm going to have to go with the Bengals. They're coming off a big win in the Metrodome against the Saints last week. I think they're going to go down to Lucas Oil Stadium. No, not Lucas Oil. It's whatever stadium they got down there. It doesn't matter. The Bengals are going to go in and crush Mallet and the Texans. Looking with Jeremy Hill and Gio Bernard in the backfield this week. It looks like Bernard will be back. Two-headed monster back there. And then A.J. Green getting back to healthy, and Sanu. And Gresham showed up last week. Can you believe it?
No.
I can't either. It's about time. As for the Texans, if Foster plays, I'd start Foster. And then maybe DeAndre Hopkins. That'd probably be my starts. But I do have the Bengals winning and covering. Love?
I wish I could pick the Bengals this week, but I don't think they're going to win. I think you're wrong. Texans are going to win this week.
Against my Bengals?
Certainly.
Okay. Going against the professor.
Please.
The next game, Buffalo Bills favored by 4.5 at home against the lowly Vic-led Jets. TWI 118-82 in favor of the Bills, basically 59% favorite to win and cover. And the Bills coming off, they got 10 days off since the Thursday night game where they lost at Miami. The ref screwed them over. They missed the field goal. Some horrible safety call that I saw. I think they're going to be hungry and they're going to come out. Orton's going to game manage, hit Sammy Watkins. Fred Jackson's back. This is going to be a big cog. So I think the Bills are going to win and cover. The Jets, I don't know who I'd start for the Jets. I mean, I don't think they're gonna put up too many points away from home. So I got the Bills.
I got the Bills. That's it.
You got the Bills. Woohoo! Okay. Next song.
Keep going.
More like next team.
Buccaneers versus the Bears.
That's right, Bears.
We know who's gonna lose this one.
That's right, Bears.
He knows.
Favored by 6 at home, 109-91 TWI. I got the Buccaneers covering the spread, and I think I'm going to take the Buccaneers to win this game outright. The Bears, their offense just looked horrible last week. Cutler.
Their defense looks horrible.
Yeah, and Cutler he was throwing ducks that Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey are hauling down. But I think Forte is going to have a big game in this. But I think the Buccaneers ultimately are definitely going to cover the spread and maybe win by probably 1 or 2 points. It'll be a close game. So I got the Buccaneers, babe.
Oh, ditto. Obviously, the Bears aren't going to win this one. There's no way they could cover this.
Yeah, I agree.
They're just too messy this year.
They're very messy. They're their own hot mess, and they're rolling around in it.
I wouldn't even call it a hot mess.
Just a frozen mess?
Yeah, have you seen Cutler?
I have. It's been hilarious.
It's not a hot mess.
All right, next game, Seattle Seahawks at home against the Arizona Cardinals. At 9-1 Cardinals. Seahawks favored by 6.5, which is huge against the Cardinals. But the Cardinals favored in TWI 110-90, 55%. And I got the Cardinals definitely covering the spread, but I think the Seahawks are going to win by a field goal. Last second field goal. Hauschka is going to put it up. So I look for Ellington to have a decent game. Michael Floyd to have a pretty big game for the Cardinals. And also Josh Brown. Seahawks look for Lynch to have an okay game, but I think Russell Wilson's going to be your main pointer there. And the kicker, Hauschka. It's going to be a low-scoring game, probably 21-17, something like that. I think the Seahawks are going to win, but I think the Cardinals are going to cover. What do you think, babe?
Seahawks are definitely going to win on this one. They do such a good job, and they're fun to watch. They are hungry to win.
They are hungry to win. They're at 6-4. They better be hungry.
Yep.
Next game, Denver Broncos at home against the Miami Dolphins. Broncos favored by 7 points, but the TWI is 106-94 in favor of the Dolphins. And I'm going to have to go with the Dolphins to cover the spread in this game just because they're playing strong. They're coming off the big win against the Bills. 10 days rest. The Broncos lost Sanders last week. They lost Julius Thomas. That defense has a lot of holes in it. And I think the Dolphins are going to keep this one close. The Broncos, I think, are going to win. I could see this even being a nulled spread where the Broncos win by 7 points. But I will pick the Dolphins to cover. Broncos look for, I hope Sanders gets back, but in his place, Welker might be a decent option. But Demaryius Thomas will be huge, and C.J. Anderson and Manning will be able to throw against the Dolphins. Dolphins, I'm going to have Tannehill probably running all over the Broncos front line, and Lamar Miller, and you'll probably get Charles Clay and Mike Wallace involved. I think Clay will be a decent start this week, but I do have the Dolphins covering.
Yep. Nope. I think the Broncos are going to win.
Broncos going to win?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I have the Broncos winning, but I have the Dolphins covering.
I know.
So we're in agreement on the wins. Next game, 49ers at home against the Washington Redskins. They're favored by 8.5 points, 119-81. What?
You forgot the Rams and Chargers.
Oh, did I?
Yep.
Oh, we'll go back to it.
Way to go, pro.
I'm sorry.
All right, Redskins.
Yeah. Well, I got the 49ers winning and covering just because the Redskins are their own worst enemy these days. That defense is horrible. RG3 is terrible. Even though the 49ers put up 16 points after 5 interceptions last week, how do you only put up 16 points against the Giants with 5 interceptions? I don't understand. I started Kaepernick thinking he was going to put up 40 points. He didn't do squat. Anyways, I think the Redskins defense is way worse than the Giants, and the Niners will put up at least 28 points in this game. Kaepernick, big game. Gore and Anquan, and hopefully again Vernon Davis back involved. He has been non-existent since his back injury. Redskins, if you have to start Alfred Morris, you can. Deshaun Jackson, those are your only 2 options, but I have the Niners winning and covering. What do you
I've
think?
got the Redskins coming in for this one. I'm going to be contrary.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Washington Redskins for
Washington
blue.
Redskins.
Very nice. Okay, so we'll backtrack. We'll go to the San Diego Chargers at home against the St. Louis Rams. Chargers favored by 5.5 points. 111-89 in the TWI, 56%. I do have the Chargers winning this game and covering. I think they're going to win by a touchdown at home.
You are so wrong.
Okay, well, let me explain. Well, I think the Rams coming off that big win against Denver. I think that the Chargers are going to be more prepared than Denver was. I think Denver was looking past that game to the Dolphins. But I think Phillip Rivers is going to have a bigger game. They get Ryan Matthews back. They still have Antonio Gates. They still have a decent defense, not the best. And the Rams have Sean Hill. Sean Hill, some running back by committee, and then Kenny Britt. Where the heck did he come from? He has been non-existent since his knee injury with the Titans a couple years ago. But he had a big game last week, but that was the only thing he's done all season. So I can't imagine.
His contract's up.
I can't imagine he'll duplicate that. Yeah, but why would he have a big game this week and not the previous 10 weeks?
He's bad at counting.
He is bad at counting. But you can count on the Chargers winning and covering. What do you think, babe?
I think you can count on the Rams. The Rams are going to come in, and they're going to prove you wrong.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. All right, then we got the Sunday night game. The classic NFC Sunday night game. New York Giants at home versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh.
Cowboys favored huge in the TWI at 66%. And the Giants are just terrible. Eli's terrible. I'm starting the Cowboys defense on my main fantasy team. Look for DeMarco Murray, Romo. I mean, they're coming off byes. They're going to be well rested. They're going to be ready for the Giants. And there's going to be no letdown in the Meadowlands this time. The Cowboys will win and cover the 3.5 points that they're favored by.
Oh, Cowboys are definitely going to win. I mean, you guys know by now I just detest Eli Manning, so someone's got to beat him every week. He's on my shit list.
Nice.
Yep.
I like that.
Cowboys.
Cowboys it is for blue.
Don't tell my dad I said that.
Okay. Then the Monday night game. New Orleans Saints at home versus the Baltimore Ravens. Saints favored by 3.5 after getting crushed by my Bengals last week. At home, I think this week is going to be a little bit different. They lost Brandon Cooks, but that's not going to stop Drew Brees. He's going to settle down. The Ravens, I think they're coming off a bye, but I just don't see the Ravens going into the Superdome and beating the Saints, even covering the spread. I think it's going to be a close game. It'll probably be a 28-24, but I think the Saints will just cover and win. And I'm putting all my eggs in that basket. For the Ravens, Forsett, and probably Torrey Smith, decent games. For the Saints, look for Jimmy Graham and Colston to step up. And Kenny Stills, now that Cooks is out. So I got the Saints winning and covering. Babe.
Yeah, the Saints are pretty hard to beat at home, so I'm going for Saints too. Those boys will do it this week.
Okay, Saints it is. Well, I hope you enjoyed the picks. Leave your picks in the bottom comments for us.
And subscribe.
Yep, and also leave your questions for fantasy for me. I have been rolling. I have 8 straight wins in one of my leagues. I'm 8-3. I am 25-19 overall in 4 leagues, so I have a pretty good record. And I'm looking at the playoffs in 3 out of 4 leagues. So you can ask the guru some questions, and I'll help you out. Take care, everybody. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more NFL pick action. We will see you next week, and good luck on the gridiron.